In one of the most critical leadership transition in ancient times, a seasoned leader looked at his successor right in the eye and says to this younger leader, "Be strong and courageous. God himself will guide you and be with you. He will never leave you or forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not get discouraged." The younger leader says thanks to the aging, outgoing leader, but as he quietly leaves the palace, he's secretly wondering why this new job is going to require all this courage and fortitude. Did he miss some fine print in his new job description? A short time later, God himself speaks to this newly appointed young leader and says very similar words. "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for I am with you and I will never forsake you." Now the young leader's head is spinning, his heart is racing. What about my new job is going to be so courage intensive? Why am I being double warned about fear and discouragement? Why is it so terribly important that I know that God is going to stay close by and never abandon me? But within a matter of months, this young leader, whose name was Joshua, he would learn what every single woman and man who steps into the leadership role discovers within days of donning the mantle, that leadership demands a non-stop flow of fortitude from day one until the leader's final day. They learn that leadership is not for the faint of heart, and that without God's help, the job of a leader is almost impossible to sustain over the long haul. Which is why I want to talk to you very candidly and from my heart about the courage leadership requires. These days, we don't have to look very far for an example of courageous leadership, because the whole world has been reflecting on the bravery of Nelson Mandela as he lies in the hospital in Pretoria, South Africa, slowly awaiting his death. Mandela was arrested at 44 years of age for courageously speaking out against the evils of apartheid. Others stayed silent. He could not and would not. He sustained a courageous spirit of absolute defiance in the prison cell he would live in for the next 27 years. I've stood in that cell on Robben Island. When he was eventually elected the president of South Africa, he courageously implemented the Truth and Reconciliation Commission to keep his country from imploding. One of my all-time favorite Mandela quotes came at the infamous Rivonia trial, when he said that ending apartheid was a cause he was fully prepared to fight for every remaining day of his life, and if need be, he said, it is a cause for which I am fully prepared to die. A cause for which I am fully prepared to die. I would call that courage. Is it any wonder why Mandela inspired millions to join his cause and left a legacy of courage for future generations of leaders to aspire to? In the next few moments, I want to build a case for the fact that courage, old-fashioned fortitude and bravery, correlates to every single component of leadership. Every one.